Alright, so you might not see it right away, but there's actually a lot of similarities between Korean and Southern American cuisine, the biggest being their love of barbecue. So today, I'm going to show you a dish that isn't wholly Korean, but isn't wholly Southern either, but rather a harmony of the two: Korean shrimp and grits. And hey, you know what else is harmonious? Liking and subscribing. I release new episodes every Wednesday. For the shrimp, you can use any kind you want, it doesn't really matter. I'm just using some peeled tail-on tiger shrimp, nothing fancy. Now, like any Korean barbecue, the secret lies in the marinade. So in a small bowl, combine gochujang, hot pepper paste, soy sauce, and mirin, sweet cooking wine. This marinade is pretty simple, and you could definitely throw in some aromatics like garlic and ginger, but I think simplicity works for shrimp since there's such a delicate flavor. Give everything a good stir, toss in the shrimp, and let them sit for at least 20 minutes. I probably wouldn't go any longer than 2 hours though. For the bacon, try and get something that's got a good smokiness to it if you can. Otherwise, any bacon will do. Now, normally with shrimp and grits, you'd simply have some diced up crispy bacon sprinkled on top, but we're gonna do things a little different. We're gonna be making a kimchi bacon sauce, kinda like a kimchi bacon jam. I'm doing roughly equal parts of bacon, onion, and kimchi for this. You want everything to be a small dice so that everything blends together, but there's still a bit of texture to it. For the kimchi, I always recommend going with homemade since it's generally going to have a lot more flavor, but store-bought works too. Separate the kimchi from the bacon and onion as we'll be adding it later on. Heat a large pan over medium heat and add the bacon and onion along with a good pinch of kosher salt. I'm going to be putting an egg on top, but I'll be using a sous vide for this. If you don't have a sous vide, you can't have this! But that's okay, a poached egg or fried egg is just as good. The beauty of a sous vide poached egg, however, is that you can specifically control its temperature. So by setting a temperature of 144.5 degrees Fahrenheit, I know that's weirdly specific, but it will result in a white that is just barely set and a yolk that is so velvety and luxurious you'd think you just won the lottery. Carefully place the eggs in the water bath and set a timer for 45 minutes. By now, the bacon and onions should just be starting to caramelize and become sticky, so we can go ahead and add the kimchi along with any reserved juices. Reduce the temperature to low and allow it to come together. Then, in a small pot, add chicken stock and bring to a simmer over medium-high heat. You can use vegetable stock or water for this too if you'd like. For the grits, I'm using Bob's Red Mill. While whisking, slowly add the grits. This will help prevent lumps. Then reduce the heat to low and allow it to thicken, stirring often. I'm doing a 5-to-1 ratio of liquids to grits, 4 parts being chicken stock and 1 part being milk. When the grits are tender and thick but still a bit liquidy, season with kosher salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Then toss in a good hunk of butter and a fuckload of cheese. I'm using Grana Padano because that's what's in my fridge, but you can use anything you'd like. You do you. Stir to combine everything and allow it to rest and thicken a bit more. Now for the shrimp, you can sear them in a pan, no problem, but if you have a barbecue, then definitely go with that. The smokiness and char will make them just that much better, but regardless of how you do them, they'll only need about 2 minutes per side or until they're just cooked through. We're going to finish them off by tossing them in a glaze consisting of gochujang, mirin, and rice syrup. You can use honey or corn syrup instead. Fun fact, it took me 6 tries to say consisting. Stir until it's thick and glossy and make sure every shrimp is thoroughly coated. Toss a nub of butter into the kimchi onion sauce to loosen it up a bit, then bust out your fanciest bowl and spoon enough of the creamy grits in to cover the bottom. Top with the kimchi onion sauce, sous vide egg, and a few of the shrimp. Sprinkle on some thinly sliced green onion and smoked flaky salt. And that's it! Korean shrimp and grits. If you've never had grits, you're really missing out on something special. They're creamy and cheesy and balance nicely against the kimchi onion sauce, which is funky, sour, and savory, and the shrimp, which is sweet and spicy, so it's got it all. Plus, dipping your shrimp into that egg yolk is just the best. If you like my channel and are interested in supporting it, you can check out my Ko-fi page. I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome.